Hi guys, my name is Bethany and this is a Faye in the Life. This week we tried our second HelloFresh box. The recipes we chose were the sweet ginger pork chops, Italian chicken over Lemony spaghetti, and crispy chicken Milanese. I'm going to show you a quick cook through of each recipe and then tell you our thoughts on each one at the end of the video.
As always, inside our box is each bag with the produce for each recipe, as well as all of our proteins. Let's get cooking.
Tonight we're making Italian chicken over Lemony spaghetti. Alright, so for our Italian chicken over Lemony spaghetti, here is our bag of ingredients. Inside we have 2 zucchini, 2 packs of spaghetti, a fresh lemon, 2 packs of sour cream, 2 packets of Italian seasoning, 2 pouches of Parmesan cheese, 2 cloves of garlic, chili flakes, and chicken stock concentrate. And last but not least, our packet of chicken cutlets.
The first step is to wash and dry the produce, then cut the zucchini into quarter moons, mince the garlic, and zest and quarter the lemon. I have a pan heating up on medium-high heat, and I added some cooking spray as well as the zucchini. I had some extra zucchini in the freezer I went ahead and added in to bulk up the meal, seasoned with salt and pepper, and then cooked those until they were done. While the zucchini were cooking, I pat the chicken dry with paper towels, then seasoned all over really well with Italian seasoning, salt, and pepper. Once the zucchini were done, I went ahead and removed those from the pan and set aside. I wiped out the same pan and returned to medium heat, sprayed with cooking spray, then added the chicken. I cooked on each side until browned and cooked all the way through. While the chicken was finishing up, the spaghetti had finished, so I drained that and set aside. I returned the spaghetti pot to the stove and went ahead and added in the margarine with minced garlic and lemon zest, as well as the chili flakes. I cooked this until the butter was melted, and then added in the stock concentrate with some water and lemon juice, and then reduced this on the stove for about 30 seconds before adding in the spaghetti and zucchini. I mixed everything together really well, then added in half of the Parmesan cheese and some salt and pepper before portioning into separate bowls. I had set aside the chicken to rest in the meantime, so I went ahead and cut that crosswise now, placed that on top of the spaghetti, and then garnished with Parmesan cheese and lemon zest.
Tonight we're having our second meal from our second box. We are having sweet ginger pork chops. These are the ingredients for the sweet ginger pork chops. 2 pouches of broccoli florets, 2 pouches of jasmine rice for 1 cup total, 2 pouches of chicken stock concentrate, and 2 pouches of apricot jam, 2 thumbs of ginger, and 2 chili peppers. And of course, our boneless pork chops.
I moved the oven rack to the top position and preheat the oven to 450 degrees. I then washed and dried the produce before cutting the broccoli into bite-sized pieces, thinly slicing the chili pepper and peeling and grating the ginger. I added the broccoli to a baking pan lined with tinfoil and sprayed with cooking spray, then seasoned with salt and pepper. I prepared the rice by adding cooking spray to a pot over medium-high heat, and then added half the grated ginger and cooked until fragrant. I then added the rice, 1.5 cups of water, and salt. I brought this to a boil before covering and reducing the heat to a simmer until done. I put the broccoli into the oven at this point and set a timer for 15 minutes. I then took the pork chops and pat them dry before seasoning all over with salt and pepper. I added these to a pan with cooking spray heated over medium-high heat. While the pork chops were cooking, I prepared the apricot sauce by combining the apricot jam, stock concentrate, and water in a small bowl. I removed the broccoli from the oven and the rice from the heat, keeping the rice covered until everything else was done. Once the pork chops were done, I removed them to a cutting board to rest. I wiped out the pan and added more cooking spray and the rest of the ginger, cooking until fragrant. I added in the apricot sauce mixture and simmered until thickened, and then removed the pan from the heat before adding seasoning and margarine, stirring until melted. I added margarine, salt, and pepper to the rice and cut the pork chops crosswise before topping with the apricot sauce and some of the sliced chili peppers.
Tonight we're having our next HelloFresh meal. It is crispy chicken Milanese with green beans and a warm potato salad. Here's our ingredients for our crispy chicken Milanese. Two pouches of fresh green beans, 4 fresh scallions, a cup of panko breadcrumbs,
2 pouches of Italian dressing,
and 2 pouches of sour cream, 2 packets of Italian seasoning, and 2 cloves of garlic. We have a pouch of Dijon mustard and 2 packets of mayonnaise. Last but not least, potatoes. And of course, we have our packet of chicken cutlets.
I washed and dried the produce, then diced the potatoes, minced the scallions, and minced the garlic. I then placed the potatoes into a medium pot of salted water and boiled those for about 12 minutes. Once tender, I drained and returned to the pot. I added the scallions into the potatoes, and I made my portion with the Dijon mustard and Italian dressing sauce in a separate pot. I made the aioli for my portion of the chicken with minced garlic, Italian dressing, and olive oil. I microwaved this for a few seconds, then let cool before adding in the mayonnaise and enough water to become a drizzling consistency. I pat the chicken dry with paper towels and placed in a large Ziploc bag to roll them to half-inch thickness. I then combined the panko, Italian seasoning, salt and pepper on a plate and coated the chicken with cooking spray, then the panko mixture. I chose to cook these in the air fryer for about 6 minutes on each side until cooked through. While the chicken was finishing up, I threw the green beans in a bowl in the microwave and cooked until tender, then served everything on a plate. For my portion, I drizzled the chicken with the aioli and used the potatoes with the Dijon mustard and Italian dressing. But for my husband's portion, I just left the potatoes and the chicken plain.
Our clear winner this week was the sweet ginger pork chops. The glaze was amazing. It was so flavorful and had just the right amount of sweetness to balance with the pork. My husband loved this dish because the spice level was insane. If I were making this again, I would personally keep a little less chili pepper on my plate and give him more. The spiciness counterbalanced the sweetness of the sauce really well. The pork cooked up tender and juicy, and I think that we'll definitely be making more pork dishes in the future since pork is not something we normally cook at home. We differed on our second favorite dishes. I preferred the crispy chicken Milanese, but I also used the sauces on my dish that my husband did not. I did taste both dishes, and the dish without the aioli or the Dijon Italian dressing mix in the potato salad was much more bland. The aioli really gave a nice rich flavor to the chicken that complemented the Italian seasoning in the panko, and the Dijon mustard and Italian dressing mix in the potato salad really went well with that. Unfortunately for my husband, he doesn't like either of those, so he had just plain potato salad, and just the fried chicken, and both were very bland. So if a sauce is something that you're not a fan of, you should definitely up your seasonings in both of those instead. For the Italian chicken with lemony spaghetti, this one was also really tasty. Again, like with our spaghetti dish in the first week, the zucchini felt pointless. We either need more zucchini in the dish or leave it out altogether. I was really thankful that I had some on hand so I could add additional zucchini to the dish, which really helped bulk it up. The flavor, however, of the chicken and the spaghetti were both really, really good. It was a very tasty dish. I just preferred the crispy chicken one. Overall, I would say that this second week on HelloFresh was a big success. We tried something a little different with getting the pork dish and also a fried chicken dish, which is something that we don't normally eat. Both were really tasty and a nice switch from our normal menu. I'm really excited to see what we get for next week's recipes. We've already picked out our box and it's on the way. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this one and also my own recipe videos as well. Thanks for stopping by and I hope to see you next time. Bye!